Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Strain. Today is May the 27th, and we are almost through the whole month of May. This is amazing to me how time flies. Good morning to you. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. Let's go ahead and get into the just for today, the NA meditation. Let me share the screen. Okay. Today's reading, May 27th, from the Just for Today NA meditation, meeting the day's challenge. The decision to ask for God's help is our greatest source of strength and courage. Basic text, page 26. A challenge is anything that dares us to succeed. Things new and unfamiliar service challenges, whether those things appear good or bad to us. We are challenged by obstacles and opposition from within ourselves and from without. New and difficult things, obstacles and opposition are all a part of life on life's terms. Living clean means learning to meet challenges. Many of us, consciously or unconsciously, took drugs to avoid meeting challenges. Many of us were equally afraid of failure. Let me reread that. Many of us were equally afraid of failure and success. Each time we declined the day's challenge, we suffered a loss of self-esteem. Some of us used drugs to mask the shame we felt. Each time we did that, we became even less able to meet our challenges and more likely to use. By working the NA program, we found the tools we need to successfully meet any challenge. We've come to believe in a power greater than ourselves, a power that cares for our will and our lives. We've asked that power to remove our character defects, those things that made our lives unmanageable. We've taken action to improve our conscious contact with that higher power. Through the steps, we've been given the ability to stop using drugs and start living. Each day, we are faced with new challenges. Each day, through working our program of recovery, we are given the grace to meet those challenges. Just for today, I will ask my higher power to help me squarely meet today's challenge. Meeting the day's challenges. I think that's a great topic. I think that the reality is, for most people, we know every day that we wake up that we have something that we need to undertake. We are very much aware that we at least need to get started. And sometimes our projection into the future or fear of the unknown will cause us to draw back and become procrastinators, or maybe not even show up to do the task. Because in doing the task, you don't know what you're going to be faced with. My life is pretty much like that every day. I don't know the energy that certain situations will bring to me or people will bring to me. And I have to make up my mind every day. And it's no different for you. We have to make up our mind every day to meet the challenges that come our way. They're guaranteed to come. And if we withdraw or duck and hide from them, a lot of the time, what is mentioned here is that each time we decline to do that, we suffer some degree of self-esteem, right? A loss of self-esteem. And that's what we don't want. We've had enough of that. We've had enough of failing everyone around us, failing ourselves, failing our jobs, failing at parenting. We've done enough of that. And a lot of times the challenges that come our way, we're not in control of those circumstances. But the thing that we do control, and this is where recovery comes in, our commitment to deal with life on its own terms. to accept it on its terms. So that means that in the course of the day, if I receive some bad news, I've already made up my mind that I don't have to fake how I respond to that bad news, right? But I've already made up my mind that there's a couple things I'm not going to do, right? You know how people say hurt people hurt people? A couple of things I know that I'm not going to do when I get negative news. I'm not going to strike out in anger or hurt another human being, right? And I'm not going to pick up. I am not going to use any mind or mood altering substance, whether that be weed, alcohol, um, I don't know, Xanax. I'm not going to be using anything recreationally to change my mind and my mood, or to change it so that the reality of it now becomes more bearable, this illusion. No, I'm going to do it head on. I'm going to face it squarely to the best of my ability. Now, do I always get things right? Absolutely not. But I do make up my mind that I'm going to face things squarely. Now, some of us have things that are more difficult than others for us to meet or to deal with. For one, I don't like confrontation, even though when I am challenged or confronted, I can stand my own ground. I don't like to be confrontational. So when the energy is very confrontational, I have a tendency to pull back and just watch. It's not that I don't have a response or have a belief or have any dog in the fight. It's not that at all. I just know that my next level is a lot different than the average individual's next level. Like the average individual can shoot off at the mouth and be done. But my shooting off at the mouth doesn't just stop with, I just told you what you needed to hear, right? Because I'm always looking at things from the angle of spiritual warfare. I'm always looking at it like recovery teaches us. This is a spiritual program. So if I'm engaging with an individual that is clearly not conscientious of the impact that they're having on me spiritually in the atmosphere, the people around them, right? And even after they leave that area, right, they may not understand that same energy they brought is still lingering, right? And so that's why I'm very careful when I'm dealing with confrontation. I'm very, very careful. I've had people say to me, Mighty Stream, you look so calm. Honey, that's the furthest thing from my mind. I am not calm. I'm God conscious. I'm God conscious. That and foremost, then more than anything else, I'm aware of my relationship with the God of my understanding. And if I take the bite and get into that fight, right, everything may not be all right for me, just for me. I don't get the same passes that a lot of people get. And I don't even know if they get passes, but I know that my relationship with my higher power, with God, is very, very beautiful to me. And I'm not interested in sacrificing it for any human being or any situation. And I'm not the type of person, if you ask me something and I have a little bit of knowledge of who you are, we have a relationship, in other words. If you ask me something, I already know how far I can go with you in regards to the God conversation, right? If I'm not sure how far I can go with you, I may venture into your relationship with the God of your own understanding, but there's so many other ways I can bring that to you. And one of the ways is how does what you're doing or thinking about doing make you feel? How does it make you feel? Not on the head level, on the heart level. Because if you know goodness well, you're not going to have any peace with that action or situation, you need to reconsider. And so I find ways with the designation that God has given me spiritually, I find ways to make it make sense to the person that I'm talking to. So I want for you today to make up your mind that no matter what comes your way, you are going to face the challenge. No more running. Are you going to know instinctively what to do in every situation? No. But my mother taught me something that I want to share with you. She said that she has the right to make the best decision that she can possibly make for her relationship with God, her relationship with herself, right? Her own sense of personal well-being, and her relationship with others, how it would impact them. Third and last of all. And that is the exact same thing I want you to do today. Whatever comes your way, do not instinctively respond until you have given yourself a few minutes to consider. And if the situation is too pressing to give you an opportunity to think clearly through it, then 9 times out of 10, it was sent to you to cause you confusion and disrupt your day anyway. And so you can just make that an easy no. No, I will not. I will not do that. I will not allow that to take place on my watch. No, that's not happening. I told you I needed some time to think about it. I'll get back to you in an hour, or I'll get back to you tomorrow. Are you dying? Can it wait? It can wait. Well, then I'm going to get back to you because I really need to think about how this is going to impact a few things. And I don't need to list them for a person, right? That's my business. I have the right to make sure that it's practical and that it's spiritual. So with that, I just want to challenge you with that today. I want to encourage you today, and I want to say, take it by storm. Take it. A lot of times our next level in life that we're looking for, our next level is going to come through breaking that glass ceiling. You are going to have to understand that there may have been, like that little elephant, the baby elephant with the rope around its neck and tied to a tree. That elephant, once it understands that it can only go so far as long as that rope is, even if you untie the rope from the tree, it won't venture further than it understands that it can go. So a lot of the times what happens is that we have repeatedly failed at attempting to do this and attempting to do that. However, you're a different person than you were when that took place. And that rope is no longer tied to that big tree. All you need to do is recognize that you are without limit in the realms of what God has created you to do. And that if you step away from your comfort zone, you will be able to accomplish more. How much more, I can't promise you, but probably a lot more than what you were thinking. So some things, spiritually speaking, they just require for you to have faith and step out. And once you take that first step, as grandma would say, as you take that first step, the second one will instinctively follow. My name is Mighty Stream, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.